Hey guys, so this week we are going to start our character education unit, and the first character trait that we're going to talk about is citizenship and how to be a good citizen. So we are going to read a book today, and it's called We Live Here Too, and it's written by Nancy Loewen. Hi there. This is Frank B. Wise, your friendly neighborhood advice columnist. If you haven't seen an advice column before, it works kind of like this. Your questions go into the in pile, my answers go in the out pile. In between, I'll be doing lots of thinking, puzzling, head scratching, and if things really get bad, I'll ask my friends or my parents to help out. They've always got plenty of advice to go around. I'm 13 years old and in the 7th grade at CU Fidget Middle School. My favorite subjects are lunch, recess, and gym. Science and social studies aren't too bad either. When I grow up, I want to be a paleontologist. That's someone who studies dinosaurs. Or maybe a professional skateboarder. Lately, I've gotten lots of questions about stuff like how to help other people, what it means to be true to our country, and how we can do a better job at taking care of our planet. I've been trying to think how all these go together, and I finally got it. Good citizenship. See, we all belong to lots of different groups. We live in a certain country, state, town, and neighborhood. We go to school. We might belong to a church or a club. All of these groups are important, but people have to do their part to keep them working okay. That's what citizenship is all about. Let's get to it. This is Frank B. Wise at your service. Hi, Frank. There's a new boy in my class. He wears funny clothes and eats weird food. I can't even pronounce his name. My teacher asked me to show him around, but I don't want to. What if my friends think I actually like him? Robert. Dear Robert, well, what if you do actually like him? It's kind of nice to have someone around who hasn't heard all your jokes. And what seems weird to you now will seem pretty normal after a while. When my friend Mikhail started coming to baseball practice, he didn't even know how to swing a bat. But now he's so good, everyone wants to be on his team. A few days ago, I read something in my social studies book that blew me away. It said there are more than 6 billion people in the world. And then there's something like 6,800 languages, 267 countries, and 14 major religions. The way I figure it, that makes us all a little weird to somebody. I guess what I'm saying is, you need to chill out on this one. Maybe if you give the new kid a chance, your friends will too. You might even end up having a lot of fun. Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank B. Wise, we're doing team projects in science class. Juan and Ted are on my team. They're a lot smarter than me. It's okay to let them do most of the work, isn't it? Average Annie. Dear Annie, I don't know. Is that cool with them? And do you care if you end up looking like a total slacker? How will you feel about getting a grade for something you didn't do? That's some stuff to think about. Also, what's up with the whole they're a lot smarter than me routine? Are you sure? This reminds me of my 6th grade art project. Cheryl, Ken, Ramona, and I were supposed to paint a rainforest mural on the cafeteria wall. Cheryl didn't say too much, and well, we kind of ignored her. Then we started having trouble painting the monkeys. Their arms and legs looked like spaghetti. Other kids would walk by and wiggle their arms and laugh. Finally, Cheryl said she thought she could do the monkeys, so we painted over the ones we had done and we let her try. She blasted us out of the water. Those monkeys were the best part of the mural. So, hey Annie, who's to say you wouldn't come up with something totally brilliant? At least give yourself the chance. Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank, my grandma's kinda strange. I eat supper with her most nights, and if I don't finish my meal, she always says, think of all the hungry kids in the world. Believe me, if I could ship my meatloaf to them, I would. Freddie. Dear Freddie, I'd send over my meatloaf too. Dad puts olives in it. Yuck. About that Hungry Kids line, I've heard it tons of times. I never really got it until my family went to talk to some people who did volunteer work in a poor country. They showed us pictures and told lots of stories. Some of the kids in those pictures looked sad. I mean, they were hungry and sick, and there was nothing they could do about it. I think your grandma just wants you to be thankful you've got so much to eat. I guess when you waste food, it's like you don't even appreciate it. But here's a tip. Tell your grandma that since you don't want to waste food, maybe she should give you less in the first place, especially on those meatloaf nights. Hope this helps. Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank, Election Day is coming up, and in my class at school, we're going to vote too. I can't wait, but my brother Tim says it's dumb because our votes don't count. He's wrong, and I'm right, aren't I? Anthony. Dear Anthony, a lot of grown-ups don't get into voting either, even though their votes do count. I don't get that. It's always seemed kind of exciting to me. The way I see it, on Election Day, the whole country is asking for your opinion. And in the case you hadn't noticed, I really like telling other people my opinions. My teacher says it takes a lot of work to vote. First, you have to figure out what matters to you the most. Then you have to figure out which people would do the best job. If you want to get it right, you have to practice. That's why I think it's cool that you get to vote in your class. I think it's like you're getting a head start. My dad says he always feels important when he votes, like he's just a little taller than he was before. Try telling that to Tim. Trust me, every guy likes to feel taller. Thanks for writing. Have fun voting. Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank, most of the houses on our block have flags in the window. Some people have flags on their cars, and Mr. Johnson even planted a red, white, and blue flower garden. My family doesn't do anything like that. My neighbor Julie says that means my parents aren't good Americans. But my mom says that you don't have to hang a flag to be patriotic. Is that true? And what exactly does patriotic mean? Franny in Flagstaff, Arizona. Dear Franny, we've been talking about this a lot in my classes, so I'm ready for this one. Here's the short answer. To be patriotic means to love your country. But what the heck does that mean? How can you love an entire country? Well, part of it is to not space out in history class so you can learn about democracy and making the Constitution and all that. Sometimes I'm blown away by stories of the super brave people who made this country happen. People show their patriotism in lots of ways. Ever since the September 11th attack, people have been putting the flag up all over. And that's great. It makes people feel proud. But you don't need a flag to be patriotic. Voting and volunteering and letting the government know what you think are patriotic too. My teacher says just keeping up with the news can be patriotic, because if we know what's going on, we'll make better decisions. Oh yeah, and here's another thing. Just because you love your country doesn't mean you have to hate other people's countries. A lot of people get confused about that. But if you think about it, like 2 seconds, it makes total sense. I mean, most Americans are from other countries anyway. The way I see it, America is both a place and an idea, a huge, awesome idea that joins us all together. I hope this helps. You might want to ask around and see what other people think. It's a hot topic these days. Thanks for writing, Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank, my mom says we have to get organized. She says we're all a bunch of pack rats and she can't stand it anymore. She wants me to go through my closet and give away the toys I don't play with anymore. But what if I really need my Mighty Mangler action figure someday? And what's a pack rat anyway? Carlos in California. Dear Carlos, a pack rat is someone who doesn't get rid of anything. Like my little brother Ben, he keeps everything. Gum wrappers, movie stubs, art projects from 4 years ago, funny shaped rocks from the yard, little pieces of board games we don't have anymore. Personally, his weirdness doesn't bother me. Compared to him, I'm pretty good. In my experience, you've got to watch out for a parent on a cleaning kick. They don't make a lot of sense. You're going to have to be strong and make those tough decisions yourself. Otherwise, your mom will go through your stuff herself, and that could be a disaster. What I do at closet cleaning time is I look at each thing and give it a number, 1, 2, or 3. 1 means no way I'm ever giving this up. 2 means I like it a lot. And 3 means I like it a little bit, but not that much. I put the things in piles, and then the 3s are things that get tossed. If there aren't enough 3s, though, my mom and dad made me get rid of some of my 2s too. But the 1s are definitely safe. It might help to think about the kids who'll be getting your things. I mean, it's not like your mom just wants you to throw the toys away. That Mighty Mangler action figure will probably make some lucky kid really happy. So if you go along with your mom, you'll be doing 2 good things. You'll make her happy, and you'll make other kids happy. And as a bonus, it'll be easier to find things in your closet, for a little while anyway. Thanks for writing. Take care. Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank, the lady in the apartment next to ours is really old, 150 at least. She hardly ever goes out. I think she's lonely. I'd like to help, but what can I do? Philip. Hey, Philip. I think it's cool that you want to help your neighbor lady. My friends Blake and Sydney do this thing where once a week they go to a few old people in their neighborhood. I told them about you, and they had some great ideas. Like when you're going to the store, maybe you could stop by and see if there's anything she needs. Or you could see if she has any chores you could help with. It's funny, but chores aren't nearly as boring at someone else's place. Your neighbor might like to play cards or board games, or maybe you could just watch TV together. Sydney watches Wheel o' Dollars with Mr. Jones every Tuesday. Mr. Jones says it's nice to have someone around, even if you're doing just ordinary stuff. Whatever you do, though, be sure to talk to your mom and dad first. Parents have this thing about knowing where their kids are. Hope this gives you something to go on. Good luck, Frank B. Wise. Dear Frank, some friends and I have started a club. We meet behind Tom's lilac bush every day after school, but we can't agree on what our club should be about. Tom and Kelly want to draw cars, and Hendrik and Isabel want to collect bugs. Now they want me to break the tie, and I don't know what to do. Someone's going to be mad at me no matter what I do. Rick. Dear Rick, wow, you really are in a tight spot. It's tough when your friends disagree, but what's funny is sometimes disagreeing is actually a good thing. It makes people try harder to find a solution. Last year, a group of us 6th graders were planning our class trip. Some kids wanted to go to Ocean's O'Fun Aquarium, and others wanted to visit the Bat Caves in Creepsville. Boy, did we argue. Eventually, we came up with a new plan that worked out great. Yep, everyone had a terrific time at Timmy's Trout Farm. I think you and your friends need to take some more time to think about what you want. There are lots of ways you could go. Maybe you could do both the car thing and the bug thing and switch days. Or you could form 2 clubs but have everyone get together when it's time for snacks. Or you could draw bugs and collect cars. See what I mean? And if you pull this off and keep the club together, be sure to run for president. I bet you'll win. Frank B. Wise. Hi Frank, my name is Susan and I'm vice president of the Earth, Sea, Sky Club. I started this group with some friends because we were really worried about our planet. Did you know that a soda can or plastic milk jug can take up to 500 years to fall apart and become part of the soil? Or that the average American creates 4.3 pounds of trash each day? But if little things add up to big problems, then little things can add up to big solutions too. Tell your readers we can all make a difference. Here are some easy ways to get started. Turn off the lights when you leave to save electricity. Reuse your paper grocery bags. Plant trees, bushes, flowers, or vegetables. Walk or ride bikes instead of taking the car. There are lots more things we can do. Maybe there's an environmental club in your school or neighborhood. If not, get some friends together and start one yourself. Thanks, Frank. Dear Susan, you're totally welcome. Personally, the soda can thing blows me away. I mean, do you really want your great grandchildren picking up your trash? Not me. Frank B. Wise. All right, guys, and that is the end. So in this book, there were several ways that you could be a good citizen, and we're going to talk about these throughout the week in morning meeting. Also, this video is about 15 minutes long, so please add this book to your reading log, and you can put that I read We Live Here Too for 15 minutes. All right, guys, see you later.